All right, I don't plan on doing many of these rebuilds on this channel, but with the movement of Deandre Hopkins and with just the lack of football in my life, I decided to do it. So this team is, I don't know what, if Deandre Hopkins hadn't gone to the Titans, I don't know what their plan was. I think they're better in real life than they are in Madden, but man, this team just has nothing. I mean, this offensive line is just blah, blah tight end. Ryan Tannehill is not going to be the starter in this video. Malik Willis probably isn't either, but I'm going to start Malik Willis over him just because I think Malik Willis has some upside that Ryan Tannehill, we kind of know what he is at this point. He's just going to start regressing. So they do have DeAndre Hopkins. He is 30 years old. So who knows how long they have him. I mean, if this video goes past 2 seasons, he might be retired. We'll see. And then they kind of just have nothing. I mean, Traylon Burks, I'm going to make him the second receiver. I think he has the most potential, obviously, of everyone else here. I'm going to put Kyle Phillips even ahead of Chris Moore. And obviously Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry's 28. He's regressing already. And then they kind of have nothing after him. So we need everything on offense, more or less. And then for defense, it's a little bit better. Harold Landry's done dirty by Madden. He should be at least a superstar and probably higher than 81 overall. Jeffrey Simmons, pretty good secondary. Caleb Farley's going to be our second corner. Kevin Byard. What is his name? Amani. I literally was going to say Amani, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot. So decent secondary. Young secondary for the most part, which is good. So that's kind of maybe one position I don't have to go after in the draft. But the main positions I'll be looking at are quarterback, everywhere on the offensive line in the later rounds. And then what else? I'm probably going to have to switch up this scheme. But anyone on the defensive line, almost any linebacker. And yeah. So let's see. We're going to sim to the midseason. The scouts are already picked. I looked at this class. There is absolutely... Actually, let's take a peek really quick. So if we are going to go for a quarterback, it is not going to be in this draft class. They have... I honestly don't think I've ever seen this in a Madden generated draft class, that they had this little at quarterback. Look at this. The best quarterback is round 3 to 4. Like, it's just, I've never seen it this bad before. So we're probably not going to look to take any of these quarterbacks. Maybe we'll take a flyer on one of them in one of these later rounds. None of these look especially crazy physically in terms of their height and weight. Maybe Corin Medlin. I did see something that was funny, however, which I really want to try not to forget. There was a player by the name of Ryan Reynolds somewhere. So if you get a shot to get Deadpool on your team, you're going to get Deadpool on your team. I wish I remember what position he was. That would make it a lot easier to find him. Was he a wide receiver? Anyways, there is a Ryan Reynolds. I will be trying to pick him. There he is, tight end. I will be trying to pick him. This tight end looks very interesting. 6'6", 257, top 5 talent. Not really one of our... we need a tight end, but not really one of our main areas of concern. So, I don't know. If we can get some points on him, I don't have my scouts doing tight ends, but maybe near the end of the season I can throw some points at him, or whatever those things are called at the end. The individual workouts and the visits. Maybe see if he actually is a top 5 talent. But anyways, let's see how this first season goes with Malik Willis under center, throwing to basically only DeAndre Hopkins. And let's get to the midseason point and see where we are at. So somehow at the midseason point we are 4-2. Let's pick our national scouting focus. I forgot to do the regional ones, which is great. So I have no idea what they're looking at. But at least we'll get the national one. The national one I wanted to do was outside linebacker. It appears to be one of the better positions in this class. So let's do that. I bet you these are all in quarterback. That's so great. Cool. All right. Well, that was the intent, was to do the positions you see the expertise there, but we just did quarterback for everybody. So we'll have to wing it with whatever percentage we have when we get to the end of the season. Let's go back here and let's check out some of the stats and see how we ended up 4-2 and how bad is the AFC South. Okay, so we're the only team above 500 in the AFC South, which tracks for Madden simulation. I mean, the only one that really doesn't make sense there is the Jaguars, I guess. I mean, the Texans are probably going to be better than 1-5, but who knows? With the rookie quarterback, it's tough to really gauge how well it's going to translate to live action full speed football. So let's go check out the stats here. Jacoby Brissett leading the league in passing. Okay, that's what I just saw. So Malik Willis is bad. Defense is good. Derrick Henry looks like he's doing very well. 9 touchdowns to 4 picks. 58% completion. Yuck. Yep, well, that just goes to show he's not the future. Derrick Henry, 592 yards, 7 touchdowns. Looks great. 5 yards a carry. Man, he's just... what a savage. 6'3", 255. Jesus. All right, so maybe he's not going to regress. Maybe he's still got some left in the tank. D-Hop leading the team in receptions. Good. Rightfully so. Almost 400 yards. 1 touchdown. Got to get those touchdowns up. But Malik, why is Chris Moore 4 touchdowns? He must be our slot receiver. Yuck. Get those to D-Hop. Let's keep him from regressing. Get him up to superstar. Let's check out this defense. Monty Rice. So let's look at the TFLs first. 8 for Harold Landry with 3 sacks. Justin Simmons, 4.5 sacks. Pretty decent pressure, honestly. Not bad. It would be nice for Harold Landry to get a little bit more, but Jeffrey Simmons is doing it, so cool. So let's see. We're 4-2. I really didn't want to make the playoffs with this team. I kind of wanted them to have a bad season to give me some of the, give me a higher pick. Let me see. I can look at my draft picks through this, right? It's crazy how much you don't remember about Madden just because you just do it without even thinking about it. Yeah, draft picks. So what do I have? Pick 20. Okay. So if I want to go for any of these, what look like studs in the top half of this draft, I'm going to have to do some trading and trade up a little bit. But I think that's fine. I think Ryan Tannehill could be a piece that I move. Quarterbacks are very overvalued in Madden trade for whatever reason. And I'm sure I could get... I'm not going to make it too crazy, but I'm sure that coupled with this 20th pick, we could get pretty much wherever we want in the draft. So let's go forward to the playoffs. Hopefully we bomb the rest of the season. So somehow we squeaked into the playoffs at 10-7 in the wild card against Jacksonville, who we just lost to in Week 18, who's in the same division. I don't know how the Titans simulate so well. 10-7 with literally nobody on the team. But let's hop forward. I'm not going to play this game. Let's hop forward and see if we continue into the playoffs. I mean, at this point, we might as well. And we lose 24-21. So let's check out where all these stats ended up. So Jacoby Brissett, what team is he even on that he's 3rd in passing yards? So we're the 2nd worst offense and a little bit above middle of the road defense. Malik Willis, 25 and 12, 3,300 yards. Man, that's like a bad stat, like an okay stat line from like the early 2000s. Yeah, we're not we're not rolling with Malik Willis. Rushing, Derrick Henry, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Great. Fumbled twice, though. So, 336 carries. Man, that's why you got to be worried about him as an actual Titans fan. Getting carry totals like that. Wheels are going to fall off eventually. Kind of already did a little bit with this injury, but I'm sure he's got a couple more years in the tank. So he was great. Son Haskins got way too many carries for whatever reason. 3.1 a carry. Eesh. Future starter? I don't think so. Receiving. Yikes. Chris Moore. Why? D-Hop still led the team in receptions, just way lower yards per catch. Only 4 touchdowns. Not a great season. 7 touchdowns for the tight end. Interesting. What a weird distribution. So D-Hop and the tight end, I'm not even going to try to say his name, Okonkwo. Yeah, I'm not saying the first name, though. I'm just going to call him C. So C here, 562 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9.7 a catch. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we need more weapons. That's just, we need a good, we need a quarterback, I should say, and more weapons. 120 tackles for Monty Rice. TFL 16. Who's that? 17 for Jeffrey Simmons, 16 for Harold Landry. Not a ton of pressure, but it was kind of distributed. I mean, we had 8.5, 8.5, 6, and 6. So let's take a peek. Let's see if anyone got a dev upgrade. I'm not even going to look at the awards. I know we didn't get anything. There's no way. The stats were all too weird, and they're all over the board. Let me see. Let's go back and look at the team here and see if we got any dev trade updates. I doubt it. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe. I bet you maybe somebody went down, honestly. So nothing on offense, which makes sense. And nothing on defense. Nope. All right, so just all around, just not a great statistical season, but somehow we just squeaked out at 10-7, which is what I think the Titans could be doing this season in real life. Not having a great team, but just grinding out opponents. Derrick Henry having like 400 carries. So we're out of the playoffs. Let's hop to the offseason, see what kind of moves we can make. I don't want to go too crazy in free agency because I kind of want to build through the draft, but if there's something there that looks exciting, obviously we're going to go after it. We should have a ton of money. So there were 17 players I could have re-signed. None of them were exciting, period. Not very exciting. They weren't exciting at all. So we have $90 million in free agency. Let's go see who's here. Like I said, I don't really want to rebuild through free agency, but if there's someone like a big splashy player, then I will sign him. I'd really like to do it mostly through the draft. Don't love what I see on the top 4 there. 32, 30, 28, and 30. Let's go see. Yeah, I don't want to sign a quarterback, especially none of these. Bring Marcus Mariota back to Tennessee. No thanks. We don't really need a running back. Let's see what they have for wide receiver here. I mean, Michael Thomas on a 1-year deal. He has no desire to be here, though. Yeah, he wants a franchise quarterback. We have nothing anywhere near that. Yeah, he's just going to be really expensive. Let's just skip that. Nope. Is there anybody? I don't think there's anybody of worth, like really. He's young, kind of wants to be here. The offensive line could really use the help. Nathan Muti. So let's give him we'll give him a player friendly. Let's just, why not just shore this up, right? I mean, he's not going to get any worse until he's at least 30. 74 overall, probably go up to an 80. He should be fine. Pretty cheap. So let's give him an offer. Let's see if there's anything else in the offense. This would be a great. That'd be one position to show up in free agency. Would be the offensive line. That'd be awesome. So I don't have to draft any. Yeah, but it just doesn't look like any of these. It's like everyone's old who got dropped to free agency here. Clowney, it's wild he's already 30. Just kind of bounced around the NFL. Bryce Huff, 25, kind of wants to be here. Why not, right? Let's see how expensive he is. Seems like he'd be relatively. It's like 10 a year. Or, yeah. Let's see. Let's do another player friendly. Let's do 4 years. Pick him up. No, let's do 3 years. See how he is when because we might get something. That was one position we are looking at in this draft is outside linebacker and defensive end. So, but he could be at least a transition to that rookie, or just kind of a rotational player. So I might bring Tart. Really wants to come back. And I might see how much cheaper. Yeah, he's way cheaper now. I don't know, he's about the same. Let's see. I'll offer on the least or less expensive side, 3-year deal. See what he thinks. And then none of these other guys. Ooh, Yannick Ngakoue. Should I just make this the defensive Derrick Henry team? Like just some smash mouth, like, early 2000s Steelers football, Ravens football. He doesn't want to be here at all, so this is going to have to be a massive contract. 4 other teams are interested. I don't know. I think I want to. Let's just do it. Let's build the defensive super team. He's 28, so I don't really. He's superstar though, so he's not gonna regress. I'll give him 3. Actually, let's do a super player friendly, but only 3 years. See if that does it. That was expensive. Wow. Still got 57 million left. I think the secondary is mostly good. So it's really just, I really need middle linebacker would be great if there was anyone here that was like really stood out. Deion Jones. Yeah, I'll throw Deion Jones like a cheaper. He wants a scheme fit. All right, dude. Well, let's not be too picky here. You're not. He's very cheap. Okay, so let's do a player friendly. Actually, let's do super player friendly, but let's only do 2 years. Or 3? No, let's do 2 years, because I think we might be able to get somebody in the draft this year, and if not this year, next year for sure. But that would be great to shore up that position now, because that is one of the weakest spots in the defense. Lorenzo Carter, I can move him to middle linebacker. Yeah, because he's not a rusher. Oh, actually, we are at our max. So let's go see. Let's go see if we can sign any of these guys. All right, so let's run these evaluations, get them to evaluate their offers, see who we have, and let's go back here. All right, let's see who we get. Hopefully, we get a couple of the guys we. Oh, I saw somebody. Bryce Huff. That's it. Okay, that sucks. So, well, let's go see who else is available, I guess. I mean, what are you going to do? Kickers and punters, that's who's available. Wow. So what happened? Who signed? Who was I going after? The Yannick Ngakoue. Let's see who got him. Kansas City. Okay. Pretty sure I offered more than that, but that's okay. And then who else was there? There was Deion Jones. Signed back to the Falcons. Okay, well, what are you going to do, right? There was no receivers. Where did Michael Thomas go? Went to Chicago. Good luck there. Well, I mean, that gives Justin Fields a real good complement of weapons. But, all right, let's get into... I'm just going to skip the rest of this free agency. I don't think there's really anybody else that is worthwhile that I really want on the team. I mean, maybe I could get a backup running back because I don't think there was too much of that in the draft class. Kareem Hunt's still here. He's got 9 teams offering, but he really wants to be a Titan. Should I do it? Should I just... I mean, he'd be a great complement to Derrick Henry. Third down back would actually be decent. Okay, I'm not giving you a 4-year deal, though, bud. Let's do super player friendly, but let's do 2 years. Let's see what he thinks of that. Yeah, maybe Kareem Hunt wouldn't be bad. And I don't think there's really anybody else that I'd really want on the team. Everyone's just old, and Robbie Gould, 40 years old. Wow. All right, so let's see if he signs with us. Probably didn't, because of course not. Did he not sign anywhere, or did he just not sign with us? Signed to Atlanta. Yeah, good, bud. Yeah, go play behind Bijan Robinson with Desmond Ridder. All right, whatever. This free agency didn't work out. It is what it is. Hopefully we could put together a better season next season. Although we made it to the playoffs, so I'm surprised more teams didn't want to come here based on that. But let's get into... We'll skip the rest of free agency, and let's go see what the NFL draft has to offer and see if we can move around and really start to rebuild this team. All right, to the draft. Let's go check out this class one more time. Put some people on our board. Let's see what we got here. Ryan Reynolds was already on our board. I think that's about all I have right now. I'll probably take him regardless, just for the name. So that tight end ended up falling out of the top 5, so I'm glad we didn't spend a ton of time or resources scouting him. Enrique Spearman, round 1 to 2. A finesse moves A. Yeah, yuck. There was a receiver that I wanted to look at, or that I did look at. Let's go see. Controller's so great. Alfonso Spellman. So he's a 6'1" deep threat. Round 1 talent. Looks to be solid skills-wise. I mean, catching traffic is a B, which is pretty wild for a deep threat. Elite acceleration, elite agility. I don't know how 4.39 is just great speed. I feel like that's better than great, but and then his skills. Let's see what else we have here. A run block, interesting. Yeah, I mean he looks C catching, but that's for a wide receiver, so it's probably not that low. Medium route F, but where's his short route D? Yeah, so he's literally just a deep. And I mean, the team could use it. I mean, they have DeAndre Hopkins and Treylon Burks, neither of which are really, deep threats. They're kind of both possession receivers, so he might be the guy. Okay, so one of the quarterbacks jumped up. A couple of them actually jumped up to being serviceable. So maybe, take a flyer on this guy in the second round, Jake Bray. 6'4", 231. He's only 22, strong arm. Let's see. Elite strength, elite throw power. Very slow. Deep accuracy A, under pressure A. This guy could be a guy, actually. This draft class is just kind of whatever. It's kind of like there's nothing like crazy about really anybody. Run stopper, Junior Humphrey. 6'1", 245. Let's see what kind of an athlete he is, because I could definitely use... Wow, he is an athlete. Elite jumping, elite speed, elite strength. Solid acceleration. He's like, wow, he's a freak. The combine, he was the fastest middle linebacker. He might be A power moves? What? Okay, so, but it's A power moves for a middle linebacker, but still. This could be interesting. Because I might be switching to a 4-3. Now that I have Bryce Huff, I might be going to a 4-3. And actually, I don't know if I can do that because Harold Landry. I can just move Harold Landry to the edge and just see what happens. Move Jeffrey Simmons to D tackle. Yeah, so let's see. He could be a great off the ball linebacker. Let's put him on the board. All right, so I got a couple guys on the board. I think I have 5. I don't have a 4th round pick, so I have 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I think I have 6 picks in this draft. So let's pause it here. Let's just go double check who's on the... I don't think I have anyone until it would be around like 15. Okay, so I'm picking at 22. I gotta use those staff points. Those are so annoying. So actually, Junior Humphrey's projected to go at 9. Wow. Okay. I think he might be worth trading up for. He's an insane athlete, and I really need, especially if I switch the scheme, I really need another outside. I need a linebacker because right now I don't have anyone that would play in that position. And then let's see where else. Daniel Winslow. Didn't look at him before, I don't think. Field general archetype, 22. Yeah, elite acceleration, solid speed. He's not quite the athlete. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the guys I already looked at. So let's see. So I have the middle linebacker potentially going at 9 overall. Let's see where my next. It's got to be that receiver. Yeah, going at 19. So if I can trade up to 9, I might try to go up even a little bit higher. If he's still there at 6, and then okay, so I'm gonna try to trade up to 6, and then I'm gonna try to keep my 20. I'm gonna try to trade up to like 6 and 15. Okay. All right, so let's try to get a trade done with the Vikings to get 7. Who would maybe the Vikings would want Tannehill. Just pair him up with Kirk Cousins and just have the 2 most middling quarterbacks. Yeah, they do want a quarterback. All right, let's see if I can get rid of either Ryan Tannehill or even Malik Willis. Okay, so traded up to 7. Got rid of a huge contract in Ryan Tannehill. Let's go get this linebacker. Let's hope he's worthwhile. He looked like a freak athlete. I have nobody at the position. And, he would have... All right, let's see this. Junior Humphrey. Oh, my God. Okay, 91 speed, 87 acceleration, 81 strength, hidden dev. Yeah, his name's from Georgia. 21 years old. This was a great pick. Very happy with this pick. Interested. Power moves. I'm very interested to see what his overall is and to see what his actual stats are for finesse moves and power moves. Because he could end up being... we might stand a 3-4 if he has power moves and finesse moves, that would warrant that position opposite Harold Landry. So that was a great pick. Let's go see if I can get... So my next pick's not till 222. Okay, so the receiver was going to go around 19. And he went immediately. Okay, well, not getting the receiver. No D tackles. Damn it. There he goes. All right, well, let's just leave the picks the way they are. Let's just go to the end of go to my next pick in the second. Maybe grab that quarterback if he's still here. He probably won't be because why would he be? Let's go check it out. As long as I end up out of this draft with Ryan Reynolds, I'll be happy. Okay, let's go look at our draft board. The quarterback is still here. I think I might just take him and then take Ryan Reynolds with our next pick and then just call it a day. I mean, that middle linebacker was great. So, yeah, he just looks good. Everything looks good. Elite throw power, elite strength. Not very fast, but that's all right if he can just gun it. Let's just take him. Let's see what happens. 95 throw power. He is normal dev, which is too bad. 76 speed's not terrible. 79 acceleration. 95 throw power, though. All right. And he looks like a murderer. I'll make this pick, and then I'll let the CPU take care of the rest of it. Is Ryan Reynolds still available? He is not. Ah, man. Okay, I got to check. I got to check what he was after this. So, shots in the dark here. Definitely not taking a 5'9 corner. Speed rusher. Slot corner. Man, these guys are... It's a very short end of the draft class here. Wow. 6'3 slot corner. Jerome Barrett. Let's see. D zone coverage, but he's a corner, so who cares? Not very fast. Just all around not a very good athlete, but man coverage of C, and he's tall. Yeah, who cares, right? Let's see what do we got? Wow. Okay, 91 acceleration, 89 speed, 89 change of direction, hidden dev. 6'3", 205 is huge for a corner. And he's from Georgia. Wow, this is just the Georgia draft. I didn't look where that quarterback was from. I wonder. Imagine if I drafted all players from Georgia without even paying attention. All right, Jerome Barrett. So let's get to the end of this draft. Let's see how it all turned out. Okay, so let's go check out this draft recap. So 77 overall. Not bad. Jake Bray is already better than Malik Willis. And then the CPU just threw away 2 picks. Let's see where he fell in comparison to the rest of the class. He might be the number 1 overall player. Nope. Okay, so there was a running back and a safety ahead of him. Interesting. But he was the 3rd best in the class. Oh, wow, the other middle linebacker I looked at that I was not as interested in, right behind him. Way slower, though. Now, where did Ryan Reynolds go? He went like the 2nd round, 3rd round? He must have gone at the top of the 3rd. Let's go check. Ryan Reynolds. Tight end. Ryan Reynolds, 65 overall. Nothing special, except the name. Yeah, really nothing special. Okay, didn't miss anything there. Cool. So I'm not ecstatic about the draft, but I'm also very happy that I'm very happy with the middle linebacker that we got. Junior Humphrey. Actually, I didn't look. Did I get all players from Georgia? Georgia, Southern Miss, Georgia, Temple, Clemson. All right, so maybe got my quarterback of the future. Definitely fixed part of my defense. And let's jump ahead to the start of the next season. So here's the roster heading into season 2. Not a whole lot changed on offense, really. I mean, we got Jake Bray, slightly better than Malik Willis. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, basically the same. D-Hop regressed a little bit, which is great. So my only receiver is already regressing. And then on defense, looking slightly better. However, Jeffrey Simmons and Kevin Byard both lost superstar. So that's not awesome. But we have more color on here. There's a lot less brown. And by brown, I mean the bronze background. It's great having this. I mean, what an improvement at middle linebacker. Monty Rice had a great season last year, so I'm not terribly upset that he's still playing. He could go up to star. Yeah, but I mean, other than this team the defense looks better. I wish those two guys hadn't lost superstar, but it is what it is. Who's going to be rush? That looks fine. I think I want Humphrey at the sub. Just get him on the field as much as I can. Bryce Huff rushing the passer. Where is... Yeah, that makes sense. Jeffrey Simmons just isn't here at all. Okay. Caleb Farley. And then I want Phillips. Cool. All right, starting off the second season with a bang. I know I said I was going to do it all through the draft, and I'm going to do the rest of it through the draft. Or maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. But anyways, I'm not going to be able to evaluate my new quarterback with the receivers I have. So I mortgaged the whole future. 2 firsts and a second this year. Traded it all to the Seahawks for DK Metcalf. And honestly, I'm not done yet. So another splash. Way less realistic, but... Courtland Sutton hasn't done a ton on the Broncos. He's 27. So we're sending a second next year, a third this year, and Malik Willis to the Broncos for Courtland Sutton. We are giving our rookie quarterback everything he could possibly need to make a splash as a rookie. So at the mid-season mark, we're 1-6. How in the world is that possible? The upgraded receivers, the new quarterback, new playbook. We just lost to the Cardinals by 3. Let's go see what the stats look like. So Jake Bray, top 3 in passing yards. I can't imagine what's going on here. DeAndre Hopkins is number 2 in receiving yards. So, I mean, the rookie's balling out. We have the 6th ranked offense in the league. 14 touchdowns to 5 picks, 2,000 yards already. Let's see how Derrick Henry's doing. 518 yards, 10 touchdowns, though. That's wild. 107 carries. Coming back down to earth on the volume with the new playbook, the Buccaneers. And then what do we got here? DeAndre Hopkins, 785 yards, 5 touchdowns. Much better. I like that our 3 best players are actually in the top 3 for the receiving, and it's not some random, it's not a Okonkwo again. No touchdowns for DK Metcalf. Only 29 catches, too. That's interesting. Let's go on the defense. It's got to be the defense that's not doing as well. I know sacks isn't everything, but it's the big stat that I care about. Jeffrey Simmons, 6, 5 for Landry, 3 for Huff. Not a ton of pressure. What is happening? Why is we just losing close games? Like, so we're 6th in offense. What's the defense like? Dead last. All right. So that's part of the problem. So I think we're going to need a new defensive playbook. Man. But, I mean, the rookie could be in contention for Rookie of the Year. So here's to hoping for that. So we're 1-6. Let me go check. What was our schedule like? How much have we lost by? I wonder if they've been a lot of close games. We getting blown out. They have to be close. 4 points, 4 points, 10 points, 7, 6, 3. Yeah. So we're not getting blown out by any means. We're putting up big numbers. I mean, this Ravens game, God, we lost 43-47. All right. Well, let's get to, maybe we'll sneak into the playoffs again. Let's get to the end of the season, see where we're at, and see what we have to decide to do and what kind of decisions have to be made with Mr. Jake Bray. So we missed out on the playoffs. We went 6-11, 12-5 Colts. Very interesting. Let's go take a look at how the stats turned out. So I don't see Jake Bray in the top 3 there. 4. Okay. 5,000 yards as a rookie is wild. 31 touchdowns. Let's go take a look. Looks like Derrick Henry still had a monster season. 31 touchdowns to 9 picks. Not bad. 648 passing attempts. 5,000 yards. Let's see what Derrick Henry was able to do on top of that. 16 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. Still 5.2 a carry. 257 carries, though. Way less than last year, which is great. Keep him on the field for longer. DeAndre Hopkins balled out. 1,600 yards, 7 touchdowns. Metcalf. Why is Okonkwo still getting in there? Man, we need to get an actual tight end that will develop. A good tight end. Metcalf, decent season. I mean, okay. 975 yards, 4 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns for Cortland Sutton. Derrick Henry getting some 30 receptions. Getting in there a little bit. And let's check out the defense. The weak spot of the team. So our rookie went ballistic. 115 tackles, 6 for loss, 3.5 sacks, and an interception. That could be Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jake Bray, Rookie of the Year. Wow. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Junior Humphrey. Look at that. Okay, so we might have some dev trade updates. We'll have to go check that out. And then let's go check out this draft class really quick. Those upgrade points. Got to use the upgrade points. Let me go see if this quarterback's still in the top. I don't know how I would trade up to get him, since I just mortgaged the whole future on getting a whole new receiving core. But so Darryl Garvin. Let's see. Top 5 scrambler, which is typically what produces the best. He is 23, so he's a little older. A's all around. Great to elite speed, good to great acceleration. I mean, he looks like an absolute freak. Break sack, A. Under pressure, A. Throw in the run, A. Medium accuracy. Everything is an A. Deep accuracy is a B. I don't know how, but if Jake Bray doesn't go up to at least superstar based on that performance, I don't know how I don't try everything I possibly can to get Darryl Garvin. So let's hop to the off season. Let's see if hopefully our 2 rookies who both run Rookie of the Year are upgraded at least to superstar, and we'll figure out what we need to do in the draft then. All right, we've hopped into the off season here. Now let's see. So we got some players ready to negotiate. Let's check them out first, see if there's anyone worth bringing back. I got to imagine Derrick Henry's up soon, right? Yeah. What to do with Derrick Henry? He's definitely not getting a 3-year deal. He doesn't want to come back to the team. You know what? Honestly, he's 97 overall. I don't know what to do. Should I just franchise tag him, trade him next year? Yeah, that has to be the move, right? I can't just let him walk, and there's still some value to be had there. So let's just try what he wants for money, but on a 1-year deal. Yeah, he wants a new team. Yeah, well, sorry, bud, but you're not going anywhere. You're being franchise tagged, and I'm going to trade you next year. Jeffrey Simmons, okay, back up to superstar, which is great. 27, he wants a 3-year deal. I mean, that sounds fine. It's a lot of money, but he's worth it. Let's do a player 4-year superstar. Yeah, let's do this. Cool. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. So I think I can unlock him with skill points, right? I'll have to go check that. Christian Fulton, I don't care. Don't care. Yeah, I don't think is there anyone else here I want to bring back? No. Okay. So it's just figuring out Jeffrey Simmons. I think I can, with skill points, unlock that and renegotiate. But then I wanted to go check out to see if our rookies... Let me do this really quick. I wanted to go see if our rookies had their dev traits upgraded. So Junior Humphrey is already playing up to what looks like an 82 after his rookie season. I need to check. There's no way that he didn't get an upgrade from Star, having a season like he had. All right, let's see Jake Bray. Let's see him at Superstar. Okay, Star. I'll take it. 76 overall. I'll take it. DK Metcalf lost his Superstar. DeAndre Hopkins regressed quite a bit. I think I mortgaged on the wrong guys. We'll see. Jeffrey Simmons is back up to superstar, and there we go. Junior Humphrey at superstar. That is fantastic. It looks like everyone else stayed about the same, but that is great. That makes scheme fit. That's the rest of this franchise. He's their middle linebacker. He's going to be great, especially if he does what he did last season. So let's go figure out if we can get Jeffrey Simmons to come back by using the skill points, and then let's get into free agency and see what we have cooking. So I was able to unlock Jeffrey Simmons to renegotiate. Yeah, massive contract, but he is back, which is awesome. Now let's go check out who is in free agency. Now remember, we're going to need a running back because we're going to sign and we're going to trade Derrick Henry next year. Okay. So, there's some interesting things now. Let's start. We don't need a quarterback, or at least not from free agency. We don't. Running backs. Let's see what we got. J.K. Dobbins isn't. That wouldn't be bad. Let's see who's not being offered anything. Who's Zach Moss? Huh. That's actually. That wouldn't be terrible either. Favorite player. Yeah, you know what? I'm bringing him back to the Titans. I don't even care if he plays or not. He's one of my favorite players to watch. We're going to give him... I am going to lowball him a little bit. I'll bring him in for 2 years. See what he thinks. Coming back to the Titans. Deonta Foreman. But in seriousness, I think I'm going to try to sign J.K. Dobbins. I don't want to use a draft pick on a... Wow, he wants a 5-year deal. How about we do a low-risk 3-year deal? Let's see if that sticks. Because I don't really... I mean, I can have Derrick Henry till the midseason point next year. Why does nobody want to come here? I guess we just need to get a little bit more successful. Start pulling in some of these free agents. I almost traded for Mike Evans. I don't know why they wouldn't have traded him. This is the AI, you know. I don't know why they wouldn't have traded him knowing he was going to be a free agent. Anyways, especially when I tried to go after him. He is 31. I don't think I'm going to pick him up. However, Gabe Davis as our 4th receiver would not be bad. He really wants to come here. There's only one other team interested. In real life, I am not Gabe Davis truther, like a lot of people are. But in Madden, I will definitely do a friendly deal. I'm going to bring him for 3 years. That'll put him at 28. Kind of stagger some of our contracts that we have at the receiver position right now. And I think that would be great. I would love Michael Pittman. I would love if he'd want to come here, but he doesn't. I'm not going to throw a bunch of money at him. Love KJ Osborne in real life. Tight end. Let's see. We could really use a tight end. And I don't love any of these options. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to... Donald Parham, though. I love Donald Parham. I wish he was a higher overall. He is a 6'8", 240. It's just freakish. And if you ever play with him in Madden, he literally catches everything and mosses everyone. But we won't be going after him. Jedrick Wills. Why does nobody want to come here? All right, let's see. Let's sort this by who actually wants to come here. Yuck, I don't want to do that. That hurt. Okay, let's just go back here. So, obviously, I think I'm going to offer either... So, Jonah Williams has one team going after him. Yeah, I'm going to swing for the fences here. I really don't want to use draft picks on linemen. It's just not as exciting. I'll do a very low... I'll bring him in for the rest of his career. Yeah, let's see what you think of that. Why not? I have 100 and something million, down to 58. Okay, dropping quick. Maybe I can pick up another tackle. I don't really care about the interior right now because I will draft those later. I just don't want to use a higher pick on an actual good. Austin Jackson. He's only 73, but he's only 25. Just already have one team interested. Yeah, you know what? Let's Let's send him a 5-year. That's really cheap. That is really cheap. Let's just bring him into the end of his career too. Why not? See what he thinks of that. Okay, I have one more. Oh, no, I don't. All my negotiations are done. I don't really need anyone on defense right now. That's kind of where I'm going to be focusing in the draft. So let's go over to my signings and let's see when I push this forward. Does anyone want to come play for the Tennessee Titans? We have Gabe Davis and we got Jedrick Wills. Nice. All right. Who didn't sign? Who did I... okay, so Deontay Foreman still is thinking about it. Wow, Austin Jackson has lots of interest. I think I should up this offer. Okay, so let's do very player friendly. He's so inexpensive, so let's just bump this up. It'd be so nice to just not have to worry about my tackles for the rest of this rebuild. Not have to worry about drafting one. Let's give him a nice bonus. All right, basically just doubled his contract. Let's see where that puts us in the hierarchy here. Okay, does put us at the top according to this graphic, but who knows if that'll actually play out. All right, let's evaluate some more offers. Oh, somebody signed. Austin Jackson. Fantastic. Okay, what about Deontay Foreman? What's he doing? All right, dude. Like, I want to bring you on the team, but I don't. You know what? Let's do... You know, I like this player. Let's do player friendly. Let's do it for 2 years. That's the best it's going to get, bud. If you don't want to sign, then that's on you. You're going to end up nowhere. What is up? What is up? Man. All right, well, I guess I don't know what's happening with Deontay Foreman, but we fixed both of our tackles. Young tackles. Obviously, Jedrick Wills is great. Austin Jackson has the potential. And then we got our fourth wide receiver in Gabe Davis. So Treylon Burks is going to be, rotational at best, maybe. He's still normal dev. Just hasn't really excelled or shined in any particular way. So, and getting DK Metcalf is getting the superhuman version of Treylon Burks. So let's hop ahead to the draft. Let's take a look at the prospects, see who we can maybe trade up and get. Do we go after Darryl Garvin 101? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there, but let's hop to the draft and let's take a peek. All right, so we're almost at the draft. I want to take a look. So Darryl Garvin has been at the top of this board since the class was generated. He hasn't moved. He's still there, got him 100%. He's top 5 talent. I just don't know how we don't at least try to go for this. Let's take a look. Let's see his actual physicals. Elite speed, great accelerator. 4.39 at a quarterback. Good throw power, good strength, great everything else. Insane athlete. There's no way we don't try to get this guy. Man. The only thing bad he has is stiff arm and trucking. Like, who cares? This is Mike Vick. What it is. And I would, as I said already, my favorite player, I would be remiss if I did not try to go get the second coming of my favorite player. All right, so he's clearly on our board. Ooh, Tevin Gillisley. 6'3", B-man coverage, A press. I think he might be a guy. 6'3", he's only 21 years old, elite speed, solid acceleration, ran a 4.35 at his pro day. 6'3"? Whoa, okay, there's going to be some tough decisions made. There might be a fire sale on the Titans to get some of these guys. So this is kind of where I'm going to leave my board. These guys, I feel like any one of these is a stud, honestly. and Garvin. Not Gervin, Garvin. Daryl Garvin. Man. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's hop ahead. Let's get into the draft. Let's see who's got the number 1 pick, and let's start trying to wheel and deal for it. All right. So the Panthers have the number 1 pick. They don't need a quarterback. So my first pick of this draft is in the 4th round. So this is going to be a wild attempt here. But it would be dumb for me not to make this attempt. So let me do some work behind the scenes here. Let me see if I can pull off something wild with the Carolina Panthers to get up to 101 and to take Daryl Garvin. And who said this wasn't going to be realistic? So I'm sending Derrick Henry and Jake Bray. Great little stint he had with the Titans. I am sending them both to the Panthers for the 1st overall pick. So basically I traded almost nothing in my mind, because I was going to trade Derrick Henry no matter what, and Jake Bray was going to be at best the backup quarterback. So now I get to go out and I get to see if this is a generational quarterback. And just so you know, I had no other 1st round picks, so that was literally all I could do was trade players. So Daryl Garvin, USF, 6'1", 217. Let's just look at his, before we take this pick again, let's look at his physicals. He's, still a freak. 4.38. 16 reps on the bench, too. Man, this has to be a generational quarterback. I mean, this is ridiculous. Daryl Garvin, 95 speed, 88 acceleration, 91 throw power. He is a little older, 23 years old, but as far as I'm concerned, that's totally fine. And he's an absolute savage. Where's his spin move B? Yeah, this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. I'll have to see what he is when we get to the end of the draft, but I think this is going to be the guy that takes the Titans to the next level. So I'll make this last pick. I'll let the CPU take the rest of it. Let's see what we got here. What is still left? There's nobody on my board, I don't think. A couple of middle linebackers right out of the gate. Pursuit F. That's not good. I'm not even sure if it's 6'3", 207. Should I just take him? I mean, man coverage C, press D. I think I'm just going to take him. He's a huge corner. Let's just see what happens. Justin Parson. 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Interesting. Who knows if he's any good as an actual corner, but he's definitely a good athlete. All right, so let's let the CPU take care of the rest of this draft. I'll see you at the draft recap. Let's hope we just didn't trade away our entire future for someone who is not an absolute stud. All right, going into the draft recap. 78 overall, Daryl Garvin. Man, I'm not going to lie. That shouldn't be a letdown because I really thought he was going to... I mean, that's great, but I really thought he was going to be better than that. Let's take a look at the whole NFL. Let's see where he places in terms of the draft class as a whole. He's got to be near the top, but... All right. Let's see. He is the 2nd overall. Jalen Jackson is number 1. Damn. Really thought he was going to be at least an 80. There's Gillisley, the corner I wanted to get. All right, let's see how much this hurts. Okay, because this probably would have been my 1st round pick had I not traded up for that quarterback. So he's a 76 normal dev. So I'm okay with it. Okay with missing out on that. Who else was I looking at? I was looking at this was the other quarterback. 76, slow. Well, relatively. Let's take a look. Let's see if he's star dev. He's not. Wow, okay. So it looks, as far as quarterbacks go, I clearly got the best one, but man, I really thought he was going to be better than 78. Was there anybody else that I was considering? I don't really remember, Yeah. Oh, I was looking at Brian Hooker. Let's see if he is hidden dev. I don't think I would have got him because I wouldn't have traded up for him. That's for sure. So I definitely wouldn't have got him because I didn't have a first round pick. But I just want to see what his dev trade is. He's a superstar. Okay. That kind of hurts, but that's all right. So we got our quarterback of the future. It has to be because it's actually the only quarterback we have on the roster. Let's get into the season 3. Let's see if Darryl Garvin can turn it around, take the Titans to the promised land. All right, season 3. Let's take a look at the opening day roster. So we have our new quarterback, obviously. We have no draft picks, obviously. So on the offensive side, our offensive line is still struggling. We did shore up one of the tackles. It looks like the other tackle's not starting, so maybe I'll just bump him up to the starting center for now. Paying him like a tackle, starting with center, great. Still need a tight end. Receivers, I mean, they're good. They're just all dropped a star for some reason. It's a little frustrating. Hopefully Darryl Garvin can get some of them back up. Maybe stop D-Hop from declining so bad. We do need a running back. I love Deonta Foreman. He actually ended up signing in the last day of the free agency last season. So I'd love to get a running back and just have him as a backup, but he is good to have. The CPU drafted me this guy. I don't even know who he is. I'm not even sure if he's a running back. Deshaun Wall, 6'1", 229. Huh. 70 overall. Maybe we don't need I don't know. Maybe we don't need a running back. Maybe Deshaun Wall is the guy. I'm going to bump him up to the second string. Get him some carries. Hassan Haskins can ride some pine. Let's go take a peek at them. So now that Humphrey's 1 year into his career, he's an 82 overall superstar. He should develop really quickly, be really helpful. Alshir got, I'm sorry, I don't know how to, just butchering these people's names. Aziz Alshir, that's what I'm going to go with. Went up to star dev in the offseason, so that's awesome. The team still has a lot of holes. We could still use a linebacker. We still need offensive line is okay. We could use, a guard at least. We obviously need a running back. But, I mean, the team's looking much better. And I'm going to try to switch up the playbook, the defensive playbook. I don't think we have the personnel to go to a 4-3 yet, but that is what I'd like to do. I'd like to get another D tackle to go alongside Jeffrey Simmons. I can slide down Harold Landry and go to a 4-3. I'm hoping by next season. So let's take it. Let's jump to the midseason, the first year without Derrick Henry, and let's see how we do. So at the midseason mark, we sit at 3-4. The defense is 85, offense at 81. Oh, I thought it'd be better. I don't know why it's so low. Let's go take a look at the stats, see how some of the players are doing. You can just hear the defeat in my voice. You think with the receivers like that and, getting what is seemingly a superstar young quarterback who's just not playing that well. 12th in passing yards, 15th in passing touchdowns, 13-4, 1,900 yards. It's just mediocre. It could be a lot better. Should be a lot better. First overall pick like that. Let's see the rushing attack. Deontay Foreman, not looking great. Darryl Garvin, 4.7 a carry. Not terrible. We definitely need a running back. For sure. That could be the reason why we're having so much struggle here. And everyone, decent season so far from DeAndre Hopkins and DK Metcalf. Cortland Sutton coming along. Gabe Davis not really involved, which is weird. Who is this? Nick Pope, who I don't even know, is more involved than Gabe Davis in the offense. Let's go check out the defense. So hopefully we get some more pressure than we... Junior Humphrey still leading in tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack. He might end up being the highlight of this whole thing. 4.5 sacks, 4.5, 3.5. Okay, so we're getting decent pressure in, at the midseason mark to have this many 9, 12.5, 13.5, 14.5, 15.5, like 16 or so sacks. It's pretty good. All right. Basically, we're the defense again. I think the defense is what's really pulling us down. The offense is 22nd, so that's not great. Defense is 23rd, which is definitely not great. Okay, what are we going to do here? I need to take a second, and I need to figure out what the next step is here. This is probably going to be the last season, and I really like to turn it around. So let's take a step back, and let's figure out how we can fix this. Here's the solution. The Cowboys don't respect him. We're going to show him some love. We're sending a first-round pick, projected 7, which will not be 7, to the Cowboys for Tony Pollard. That completely fixes our running back issue. And another thing I noticed while I was looking at the roster before, let me get over to it. We have found out the dev trade of our quarterback. And our quarterback, I love the Madden load times. Let's go. Our quarterback is a superstar X Factor. Daryl Garvin, superstar X Factor. It happened. This is our shot. This is our one opportunity. This is our moment. We have to capture it. We can't let it slip. DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, Gabriel Davis, Cortland Sutton with Daryl Garvin and Tony Pollard in the backfield. There is no way this team doesn't pull out the second half of this season. I'm also going to change the playbook to be more conducive to the fact that Daryl Garvin is such an athlete. And we are going to hope for the best for the remainder of this season. Let's see where we are at the playoffs. So we get to the end of the season. Somehow the team is 7-10. It literally makes no sense. Let's go look at where the stats fell, what happened. I don't see any of our guys in any of the leaders. Let's go check out the stats from this year. I guess Tony Pollard didn't make as much of a change as I thought he would. Daryl Garvin was bad. Wow. What is going on? 25-8 with 4,100 yards. It's not bad, but it's like not what you'd expect. Rushing, Tony Pollard. We don't know how much of that was with the Cowboys the first half of the season, but solid season overall. Daryl Garvin, pretty good season, 567 rushing yards. Let's see where the receivers. 2,000-yard receivers, nice. Only 7 touchdowns between the two of them, and somehow Okonkwo still has 8 touchdowns. It's insane. I guess Ravens playbook. Okonkwo is the tight end. Let's check out the defense. Let's see if anything. A glimmer of hope here. 6. We just don't get enough pressure. You can't have this seasons like this with six sacks in the year for the top rusher on your team. And what about interceptions? 5 for Amani Hooker. Not bad. Yeah, just downright depressing end. Second worst offense. How bad was our defense? 11th. Okay, so the defense was decent. I don't know. You find a generational quarterback, or who you think's a generational quarterback, and just doesn't really pan out for whatever reason. So, yeah, that's what a lackluster end to it. But that's going to be it. That's season 3. Drafted well. I don't know what else really could have done outside of making more trades, but we went pretty hard in the trade department to give all the weapons we could to our offense and we really focused on the offense, and that was the worst part of the team. So it's really unfortunate. But what are you going to do? So I'll probably see you guys again in Madden 24. I'll be posting some other videos of different gaming content, but until Madden 24 comes out, I'm probably just going to steer clear of Madden. I have a really, really cool idea for when Madden 24 does come out, though. My first video, it's going to be a pretty long series. It's a very interesting take on Madden. So I hope you guys tune in and watch. I think so Madden comes out August 18th, but you can of course, EA, you can pay extra to play early. not going to do that. So August 18th, I'll hopefully post that week the first segment of this new series. Really hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, comment. Appreciate y'all. See you guys in a couple weeks for Madden.